let's see, we teach the gazintas. I don't know how many times 4 goes into 100, and I say, well, you need a mathitude. And it's an attitude about math. So everybody, put your hands in your hips. Just right there. Go ahead. And give me an attitude. You got one. Paul, you got an attitude. Okay. Now do this. Come on. Come on, continue with this. Now this is a mathitude. Say this. No number's ever pushing me around again. Say that. No number's ever pushing me around again. Yeah. That's what math is all about. If I don't like 100, I can make it 90 plus 10. If I don't like 100, I can make it 50 plus 50. If I don't like 100, I can make it 80 plus 20. We teach kids lies in math. How many of you teach you can't subtract a bigger number from a smaller number? And do you have a credit card? So a kid says, well, I don't know how many times 4 goes into 100. I said, well, get your mathitude. Let's break this down. Let's make, you know your tens, right? Yeah, well, let's make 100 into 40 plus 40 plus 20. There. Take that 100. And now we have another 40 and an 8. And this is 10 plus 10 plus 5 plus another 10 plus 2. Oh my God, it's 37 again. So that's why you give the problem, the answer, and say, do it as many ways as you possibly can. There's creativity, there's number sense, there's place help. Sort of cool. And you say, well, what if you want to take 4 into 57? Well, that's cool. Hey, 57. Take this 57, 40 plus 16. Oh, heck, plus 1. I know I have 10 plus 4 plus 1/4. It's 1/4 if I'm dealing with cookies. If it's cats, you have a remainder 1. We never cut up cats. It's rather a bloody mess. And so I can have a remainder of 1 depending upon what my noun is. I can have 1/4, or I can have that from dealing with money. I just think this is so way cool. And if you don't, oh, okay, there we go. Yeah. I developed this from teaching algebra. How many of you in here took algebra? How many of you had algebra take you? Repeat after me, it wasn't my fault. I had a crappy teacher. Here. All algebra teachers have a bump on their head for this reason. Okay, why don't I do this? There you go. Bring it down with math. She'll do that. Wait, I know. It's not doing math. It doesn't do it in a hurry. It's like me. I enjoy the journey. I don't care about the end result. I already know it. All algebra teachers have a bump on the middle of their head for this reason. A kid will say, which one did we cancel? The 4 with the 4, the 4 with the 8? I say, yes. Kids want to cross this out. And they get 1x plus 8. No,
This is 4x.
and when kids do that, teachers do this. So I say, let's do this. In fact, if I had my way, I'd get rid of this division symbol. We never use it in higher math, and higher math is algebra. We write everything as a rational number. Now you write this out. 40 divided by 4 plus 8 divided by 4, and you can teach fractions at the same time. So now I have 10 plus 2, which is really cool. And that goes back to this is then 4x divided by 4 plus 8 divided by 4. So with this 148 divided by 4, it's 100 divided by 4 plus 40 divided by 4. And I don't have to say the gazinta word. I hate gazintas. Do that. Or with the 57 divided by 4, I I can make that, what did I decide to do for 40 divided by 4 plus then 16 divided by 4. And look what just happens. The fraction just sort of works itself out. Now, you have little Sakura says, well, 4 likes 60. Oh yeah, it does. So let's do this. 60 divided by 4. And if little Sakura knows that 60 is a multiple of 4, then she knows the answer's 15. So I have to do this. I do 60, or no, this is 57. Lost my head here again. 57 divided by 4 is 60 divided by 4 minus 3 divided by 4, right? Yeah. So she knows that this is 15 minus 3/4, which is 14 1/4. You can use numbers bigger. And here, why not just do it with the gazuta sign, 4 into 57. If a kid said, does it go 15 times? What would, kid will say, that goes 15 times. What would you say? It's too big. No, it's not too big. Let's invent subtraction. Here, kid says, goes 15 times. What's 15 times 4? 60. Subtract. What do you get? Yeah, -3. Put it over that. Minus 3/4. Still 15 1/4. Oh, yes, you do. People, you have to understand that the way you were taught math was wrong. And we teach the way we were taught. But let me ask you something right now. How many of you happen to have one of these? And it's even 2 years old. Who has a cell phone? Is that the phone you grew up with? Good. How many of you have one of these? Did you have one of those when you were growing up? No. So you've learned new stuff because of technology. And I hear people say, come here. That's my new puppy. Oh, you're such softies. That must be a Louisiana group. So, you've changed because of technology. You've been forced to. But probably you're still teaching math the same old way. Get over it. It wasn't good enough for you. And it's certainly not good enough for the kids you have in class. Now, I am 78. Sally had me doing keynotes the next 25 years. So, okay, Sally, I'm going to be up here in 25 years. I always say I'm going to live to 100. That gives me 22 years more to live. So think about the age of the children you're teaching. You are teaching them for 10 to 15 years from now. I wonder what their phone will be like. I wonder what their iPads will be like. Well, now we have the things right here in the classes. So quit teaching math the way you were taught. And sometimes I say to parents will say to me, well, it was good enough for me, and I'll say, no, it wasn't. And I have credibility because I told you so good. You see, I can say that. And I say to parents, add 15 years to your child's life. I'm educating them for that century, not for when you went to school in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And that's what you have to do with parents. And you teach your kids so that they can go home and teach their parents. How much time do I have left, Sally? Oh my God. Let's see. I'll subtract and cross out. Yeah, that multiplication is sort of fun. Now, a couple other things here. If I were to put this bunch of money up here and had you count it, which bills would you pick up first? Yeah. And which bills would you pick up last? Uh-huh. So when you have kids, add this number, 325, 186, 244. Decimal point, decimal point, decimal point, hundreds, tens, ones. What column do you have that first? But you're counting your money, the hundreds first. Oh my God. Well, that's because we teach them this. And I love doing this. Here's 325, 186, 244. And some of you have seen me do this in the classroom. You say, kids, what do you have first? They go to tens. You say, okay, what do you get? They say 6 and 4 is 10, and 5 is 15. Put down the 5, carry the 1. So I do this. Guess what the kids say to me? Your 1's too big. Some of you just went like this a little bit. You see, oh my God, Rachel made that 1 too big.
She's
I
so
say,
funny.
kids, will the problem work if the 1's that big? They go, no. People, we've taught them the size of the number affects the answer. Now let me tell you. That's not little cat and big cat. That's just a cat. So, and I just love playing with kids because they'll play. I love teaching kids, they'll play. And I'll say, now I'll tell you what, when you think the 1's the right size, you'll stop. No, back up. Stop. I said, oh, good. I got it the right size. I know. And then we say, notice, put down if I carry 1. That's not a 1, it's a what, everybody? Then we say, 8 and 2 is 10. Wrong, that's a what? 80 and a 20, which is 100. 8 and 2 is 10, 1's 11, 4 is 15. We've now made 5 more mistakes, and you have to put down the 5. Is that right? 12. Mm-hmm. Carry the 1, make it just the right size. Now, 3 and 1 is 4, 1 is 5, and 2 is 7. If it was 7, it'd go over here, people. Huh? Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we teach math that way, we have made 10, at least 10 mistakes in mathematical vocabulary. And we say, kids don't get it. God, it's not their fault, people. And this is really funny. I've done some work in a wonderful school in D.C., and the math coach had this book. Common. So the first thing I do is I always go to the addition page. And it's here someplace. Add the 1's. And notice they put it up here and they made the same size. People, this is not Common Core. All this book company did was change the cover. Go and look at your old book, look at your new book. They changed the cover. That is not Common Core. The Common Core, as it was originally written by Bill McAnallen from Arizona, University of Arizona, is mathematically sound. He does not use the word regroup. I love basketball. UConn, basketball. And I love it when the announcers at halftime say, Kevin Ollie should take those men back in the locker room and regroup. Regroup is what you do with people. It's a military term. Hey gang, let's get together, regroup, and run away. Look, this is horrible. You should have the 10's first. And then I always go to look at the subtraction. There are not enough 10's to subtract 5 10's. Here. Oh my God. If I want to subtract, I just go over and pick up 10. Everybody says subtraction is just shopping.